What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, we are going to talk about fire alarm systems design. Okay, so last time we discussed about sprinkler design. So this time around, let's talk about fire alarm systems design. So we are going to do this, start from scratch again. So we are going to set up our project. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to create the project, and then after that we are going to link the architectural model. Okay, so that is what we are going to do in this first video. Alright, so let's get started. So I'm going to select the new here to create a new project, and then for the template file I'll be using electrical default metric. Okay, so let's click this one, and then let's select here OK. Okay, so now the first thing that you will notice from the project browser, you have here your electrical discipline already set up for you, and then you have a couple of sub-discipline, which is lighting and then power. And then for each sub-discipline, you have a couple of floor plans, couple of ceiling plans, and same with your power. Okay, and then you have the standard elevation and then 3D view. Okay, so we needed to have our architectural model. So just for example, the architectural design, they already finished their design for the architectural model. So we needed to put our design there, our Revit alarm, fire alarm system design. So we are going to link that architectural model. So let's go to the insert, and then let's select link Revit. And then this is now the architectural model that we needed. So I'll be using here auto internal origin to internal origin positioning. And then I'll select here open. Let me just delete this one. I don't need that. Alright, so I click this, and then I select here open, and let's wait. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm just going to move my elevation here. See that 4 arrows, so that is the elevation. Okay, so that I can see it nicely. Okay, so what we are going to do after we link our model is that we need to select our link model. So this is what I do whenever I set up a project. So I select that one, and then after that I pin that. Okay, so it locks a model element in place so that you are not going to move this link model unknowingly, accidentally. Okay, so you can't move that accidentally. And another thing, if you want to control the selection of your link model, so let's say you do not want to select accidentally your link model, so you can use this option here. You can disable this. So as at the moment is this one is enabled. So if I click this, so there's an X, so I will not be able to select my link model. So this is also one of the reasons why some of the users, they cannot select their architectural model, their link model. It's because this is disabled. So if you want to select your link model, so make sure you enable the select links option. So if you click that, as you can see, I can now select that. Now, even if this one is enabled, and as you can see, I can select this, right? But if you are going to disable the select pinned elements, so you will still not be able to select that because this is a pinned element, and then you disable that one. So you will not be able to select that even if your select links here is enabled. So make sure if you want to select your link model, so make sure you turn on the select pinned elements, just like that. All right. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do whenever you link an architectural model, since we are going to place later on a space on our model, so we need to do this next step. So click the architectural model or your any link model, and then you go to the edit type to open the type properties. And then from here, so there's an option room bounding. So room bounding, it enables the geometry to define the boundary of a room. The extents of a room are defined by the room bounding elements around the room. So basically, if you are going to check this, Revit will detect the room bounding elements here on our link model, which is the wall, the ceiling, or the floors. Because if this is disabled or unchecked, you will not be able to place your space correctly. Okay, so make sure before you place space, after you link your model, make sure you check the room bounding. So it is very important. Okay, so let us now select here OK. All right, so another thing that I need you to tell is that if you check the project browser, you can also access here your Revit links, which is your architectural.rvt project. So every time you link projects in Revit, you will be able to see that under the Revit links. So you just need to expand that so you will see here all the model that is linked to this project. Okay, and if you right click, so you will be having here some options that you can use regarding to your link model. Like for example, reload. Okay, if you want to update your architectural model, or you can unload it, you can also open and unload the architectural model or your link model, and then you can also select reload from so that you can reload from to different folder or to different file name. Okay, so you can use these options. All right, so another thing that I would like to share whenever setting up your project, linking your architectural model, is that if you go to the Insert tab, there is a tool here that is called Manage Links. So from the definition, it says it provides options for managing links to building models, CAD files, DWF markup files, and point clouds. So if I click this one, as you can see from the Manage Links, you have different tabs here. So you have Revit, IFC tab, CAD formats, DWF markups, point clouds, and topography. So if you have, let's say, for example, an AutoCAD file that you link here in your project, you'll be able to see it here from the CAD formats, and then you can control from here. Okay, and since we only have Revit project, so I click the Revit tab. So if I click architectural, as you can see, there's some options here that I can use. Reload from, reload, unload, add, link model, and then you can also remove. And you can also change here the reference type of your link model from overlay to attachment. And then you also have here an option to change here the path type to relative to absolute. Okay, but in my case, I'll just use the relative option here. Okay, so I'll just select here OK. And another thing that you can do is that you can control the visibility of your link model. So let's say, for example, you do not want to see all these reference planes. Okay, so you want to hide that. So what you can do is you can go to the visibility graphics override, or you can type VB, and then you go to Revit links, and then there's your architectural.rvt. So you can click here by host view, just click that, and then you go to the annotation categories. Oh, before you go there, just click the custom first, and then you go to annotation categories, click the drop down, select the custom here, and then you can now turn off the reference lines, reference planes of your link model. Okay, so I'll just select here OK. Right, and then I select here OK. And there you go. So it's now hidden. So you do not turn off the reference lines or reference planes by going to the annotation categories here, because what will happen is it will really turn off the reference planes and reference lines. But every time you create reference planes and reference lines, you will not be able to see that because you turned it off here in this tab. Okay, because this is for overall. Okay, in this view, like for example, one dash lighting. So all the reference planes and reference lines that you will be creating in this view, you will not be able to see that if you turn off from here. Okay, so that is not what we want. Okay, we still want to create our own reference lines and reference planes. That's the reason why we leave it checked. But we just want to control the visibility of reference lines and reference planes of the link model. That's why we went to the Revit Links tab and then we control it from here. Okay, right. So another thing that we need to do here is you can control the darkness or lightness of your link model. So if you want this to be, for example, your underlay, your link model, you want to make it a little bit darker so you can see it. So you can go to the Manage tab and then just go to the additional settings. And then after that, there is an option here, halftone underlay. Okay, so you can click that one and then you can modify here from the brightness. Okay, so let's say the underlay here, it's a bit dark, so you can make it lighter. So let's say I'm going to make it 20. So just to show you, I'm going to select here, okay. And there you go. So it's now becomes lighter. But let's say, oh, it's very light, so I can't see the background. So you can change it back. Or you can adjust to a higher dark value. So like, for example, 80. So I just select here, okay. And there you go. So it's now darker. Okay, so that's how you control the halftone underlay of your link model. Okay, so now that we have learned how to link our architectural model, the next thing that we're going to do is on our next video, we are going to talk about copying and monitoring levels and grids in our project. We are still on the setting up project. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.